Whoa, what's up? Hi, it's Rick Kamla, the host of your favorite show, the SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. What's up? We're in September. You know what that means? The end of the regular season is right around the corner. Hang in there. I know all of you fantasy managers out there. This 2.5 week championship round is killing me. I know every day you gotta groom the backyard and trim the hedges and mow and all that kind of. You want to win a chip or not. I'm in 7 leagues this year. 4 of them are ESPN leagues. I was in 2 SportsEthos leagues, 10-team leagues. I did not do well in those leagues. Long story. There was another ESPN league, 6-teamer that my team sucked. Arike Ogunbowale was the best player. Obviously, she had a dreadful year, so that team tanked. But I'm in 4 championship games. Okay. And I'm leading all of those games. Why? Because I'm streaming players every single day. All right. So eye on the prize right now. Lock in. You want the championship or not? So I'm looking. Last year I went 3 out of 4 in ESPN leagues. This year I'm on pace to go 4 out of 5 in ESPN leagues. That's a 6-team format. And then I got to get my act together next year in these 10-team SportsEthos leagues. I would recommend 8. Not 10. I would recommend 8, not 10. And I'll get to that more in a moment in Rick's rant when I talk about IR spots and a bunch of sort of fantasy technicalities. But I think it's going to be good information for you. All right. So we begin the WNBA today here by rolling into the top 3 and bottom 3 from the previous week in the dub. All right. Number 1 for me, and this happened yesterday. The Atlanta Dream had to get JORDIN Canada back. She came back yesterday just in the nick of time. All right, they defeat Connecticut 93-76. And they move into a second-place tie with the Las Vegas Aces, who we'll talk about in a minute. Canada missed 8 games with a hammy going back to August 10th. She came off the bench for the first time this year on Monday, scored 15 points, 6 of 9 shooting, played only 20 minutes, okay? She has been fabulous for the Atlanta Dream as their starting point guard. Of course, did not begin the season on time. I think it was a knee injury. I forget what body part it was at that point. Missed about the first month, came back, slow roll, killing it, got hurt again. Now she's back. And, obviously hopefully she can keep this up and then build on this with the minutes and stuff like that. When the playoffs come, bam, JORDIN Canada is going to be full JORDIN Canada. She won 2 titles with Seattle back in 2018 and 2020, spent a couple of years with the Sparks, and she's in her 2nd season with the Dream. She's been an all-defensive player a couple of times, and she's averaging 12 points and about 5.5 assists this year. She's been absolutely terrific. What I want to know is, Atlanta, are you feeling this? I know the city of Atlanta. I did local radio there for 6.5 years. Lived there for 11 years overall. Obviously, all of those years were spent with Turner Sports as well. Best years of my professional career with all the gigs and all that kind of stuff. It was amazing. But I know that town. It's a football town. It's football season, okay? The Georgia Bulldogs, they're playing football right now. They got a game. I don't know who they're playing on Saturday. I haven't looked at my CFF yet, other than to make fantasy pickups and win these leagues too. But I don't even know what the slate this upcoming week looks like. Doesn't matter. The Atlanta Falcons are going to play ball this weekend against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. So is Atlanta feeling this? The Braves suck this year. And the Hawks are around the corner. They're not playing right now. I would love to know if Atlanta is plugged in and vibing on the Atlanta Dream. Guys, you have a chance to do spectacular special things this year. The Atlanta Dream are tied for 2nd place, okay? Right now they're in 3rd place, probably based on a tiebreaker, but they're 26-14. Vegas Aces, 26-14, okay? The Atlanta Dream are ahead of the New York Liberty by 2 games, okay? This is exciting stuff. If you're an Atlanta Dream fan, and they've got a lot of nice pieces, and look, hold on. I'll get to the BRITTNey Griner piece of this in a minute. I'll just say right now, Atlanta is number 2 in the Eastern Conference. Pardon me, number 2 in the entire WNBA right now, largely without anything from BRITTNey Griner. Okay, I'll just hold that thought. I just wanted to say that. I'm not slamming her. I'm just saying that's how good this team is. So the Dream versus the Aces for the number 2 seed. Each team has 4 games left. This is a big deal because obviously you're not going to get home court in the WNBA finals if Minnesota's there. Bam, they got it. It's already locked up, okay? But you want home court for all the other series that you will be in leading to the WNBA finals. You don't want to have to go to New York for a final game. You don't want to have to go to Las Vegas for a game 5 or whatever that looks like. So for Vegas, for Atlanta, these are huge, huge games down the stretch. The Aces do hold the tiebreaker over the Dream. Vegas won the season series 3-0. All right. So that's why Vegas, same record, is ahead of Atlanta right now. I want to shout out Alicia Gray of the Atlanta Dream. She's got to finish in the top 5 for MVP. You've got a team at the top of the standings. I mean, it's very obviously Nafisa Collier, Alyssa Thomas. Asia Wilson is next, especially with the ascent of this team. Alicia Gray would be 4th, and 5th would be, I don't know who 5th is right now. I don't know who 5th is right now. I could probably check the standings and give you a little check on that. Probably somebody. I'll go Sab at number 5. I'll go Sabrina at number 5. Man, New York's been hit by so many injuries. I'll get to that in a second, by the way. But Gray this year, Alicia Gray, all right, career highs in several categories, and she's deep into her career. So this is her like dream season. 18.7 points, career high. 5.4 rebounds, CH. 3.6 assists, CH. 2.43 bombs per game, again, a career high. So we shout you out. Gray, keep it up. Keep getting those buckets for the Atlanta Dream and enjoy your career year. Now, a week or so ago, I talked about BRITTNEY GRINER. And I said, like, my jury is deliberating right now. I don't know if she's washed or just in a slump or what, but they've dropped her to the bench. Okay, she doesn't start anymore. She comes off the bench. Naz Hillman has just poached that spot. I think Griner's toast. I mean, she's been dropped in fantasy leagues. Nobody, like, she's giving you 8 points, 9 points, 11 points, not scoring. This is fantasy points. This is the sum total of the entire line. Okay. It's nickels and dimes, bro. It's nothing. Okay. Last 4 games, minutes played have gone 17, 10, 15, 17. Okay. Heinz Allen of Dallas is playing more than that. What is happening here? Okay. Last 4 for BRITTNEY GRINER in terms of putting that ball in that hole. 6 points, 4 points, 2 points, 11 points. What? Come on. BRITTNEY, we love you. Okay. No matter what happens here, we love you. You can come back next season, be a bench player, get some more checks, do what you want to do. I'm all good. I'm here for it. Okay. I am not, this is just me talking, my opinion. I don't want her to retire. I'm not saying she has to retire. Like, she sucks so bad, she got to retire. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm evaluating basketball right now, and she's toasty toast, man. Burnt, okay? Like the toast where you're kunk, and you can't eat it. You got to throw it away. It's too burnt, okay? Cooked. Sorry. It's what I'm seeing right now. And I watched and covered her entire career, going back to Baylor. The whole thing. She's an aged player, man. She is. And we did a comparison with other all-time great bigs, Tina Charles, Sylvia Fowles, these types of Lisa Leslie, the giants, right, of the big position in the WNBA. Griner, of course, stacks right up there with those ladies. Statistically, Hall of Fame wise, all that kind of stuff. I don't think she's going to make it, though, to like age 35, age 36, age 37. I don't see it. I hope she does. I don't know, maybe a new trainer or a different diet or something in the offseason, but this ain't it. Like, she is a dilapidating basketball player. So, BRITTNEY, we love you. I don't know what's next, but I am. My expectations are calculated where I am anticipating a retirement announcement from BRITTNEY GRINER. Again, I don't want it. I'm not saying she should do it. Those are my expectations just in my lab. I'm now expecting BRITTNEY GRINER to retire. And if she doesn't, I'll be pleasantly surprised, and we move on. To number 2 on the best 3, the big 3 from the previous week in the WNBA. Got to talk about Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces. Andre Lemouche is our phenomenal producer. And I love all of you out there. This is the SportsEthos WNBA Today with your host, Rick Kamla. Man, it feels like I've been doing shows for 5 weeks and Vegas has not lost a game. I mean, it just feels, it was 5, it was 7, it was 10, now it's 12. Every week we're talking about this. They beat the Dream, all right, 81-75 to go 3 up on them for the season and to gain that advantage in the standings. 81-75 Aces over Dream on Wednesday. They tied a franchise record with their 12th victory in a row. Vegas still hasn't played a basketball game. They're in some kind of, I don't know, league hookup, long-ass break thing. I don't know what is going on. Think about it. They played on Wednesday. That's Thursday off, Friday off, Saturday off, Sunday off, Monday off, 5 days off. All right, let me see if Vegas plays tonight. Are they on the Tuesday schedule, or do they get 6 days off? We got Liberty Valkyries. We got Fever Mercury. The Aces have another day off. Hold on a second. Okay, so that's 6. Let's go to Wednesday. They still don't play. Are you serious? Dude, are you serious? All right. Thursday night, big game. Lynx at Aces. Fee, Asia. Ooh, I like it. That's 7 days off. 7. Are you serious? Dude, we all know that the league hooks up LeBron James every year. That's the NBA, all right? They hook up LeBron James every year. Like the beginning of the year, like it's 10 out of 15 home games. I don't know what the Lakers schedule looks like. I'm not that far in my preparation on the NBA. I'm in fantasy ranking mode and all that kind of stuff right now. But they get hookups. They get long times off. I think they have the fewest back-to-backs of any team in the league, right? And they're on national TV all the time, but it's about volume and about rest and recovery and all that kind of stuff. Man, they hook up LeBron James. Watch this. Next year when LeBron James is on the Golden State Warriors, Golden State already gets hooked up because Steph is there and they want to, the NBA wants to keep these guys in the court. Let's be soft with them. Let's really take it easy with them. They'll play more, blah, blah, blah. That's how they think. And but I don't think LeBron's going to be on the Lakers next year. Okay, this is it. This is the last dance for the Lakers. It's going to be Luka's team next year, and he's going to be somewhere else. The league will not give the Lakers the same schedule hookup when LeBron is not there. Watch, I promise. This is weird though. Like Bron is like. He's like a precious holy grail American treasure dinosaur that nobody wants to die, right? And I mean that in a basketball way. Like nobody wants him to retire. I want to watch LeBron forever, right? So it's all about sustaining that. But for the Vegas Aces, like, yeah, they won 2, and then they didn't win 1, and they made a horrible Kelsey Plum trade, and they get a week off hookup right before the end of the regular season of the playoffs. Are you serious? There's no way I'm going to do this. I'm just spitballing right now. But I bet you right now, no other team in the WNBA has had 7 days off in the regular season. I'm just going to, like, if I'm wrong, sing my battleship. Cam, back in, what the hell are we in the calendar here? Back August freaking 5th to August 20th, you may be able to find a stretch. But this is absolute madness that Vegas has not played in a week, and they don't play again until Thursday. It's just absolute insanity. But hey, good for Becky, good for Asia. I mean, did y'all go on vacation? 3, 2, 1, Cabo. What the hell, dude? I would have. I mean, you got a damn 7-week off stretch of that. I'm out. Like if I'm Asia, I'm going to Becky. Yo, man, it's been a grind, right? Shit. If I'm Asia, Asia's got cash now, right? She's in all kinds of commercials. Yeah, Asia's got money now. I don't know how much, but Asia's got money. She's not minimum waging out here anymore, okay? Asia's probably got a home in some swanky location, right? Yo, Becky, come on over. Let's hang. Let's get some sun. Let's chill. You know what I mean? I would have. Bye. 7 days off. I ain't practicing every one of these days. Isn't that the idea? The league just hooked us up. They literally handed a Mai Tai to us. They literally handed, a neutral to us and said, Have fun, party. Get your buzz on. You got plenty of time to recover. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. So the Aces beat the Dream 81-75 last Wednesday. Asia 34-9 with 4 blocks. Dude, what the hell? Jackie Young had her second triple-double of the season, 10, 10, and 11. That is the most Jason Kidd triple-double of all time. You guys, look, you're not going to do it, but just trust me. Jason Kidd, you know who he is, Mavericks coach. One of the greatest point guards of all time. Close to Mount Rushmore for point guards, but not there. He's clearly in the top 10, probably like a top 7 or 8 point guard all time. And a terrific player, man. But he would have, he didn't often score a ton of points. So he'd have like 11 points, 12 assists, 14 rebounds, right? He had like nutty, crazy, weird, Jason Kidd kind of only triple doubles. Like Jokic, it's kind of balanced with the points, rebounds, and assists. Westbrook kind of balanced, right? With Kidd, it'd be like out of balance. Rondo was the same way. He'd have out of balance triple doubles. You have like 10 points, 15 assists, 13 boards. Like, dude, what are you doing out there? Like, what is happening right now? The Aces became the 10th WNBA team to win at least 12 games in a row in a season. The 10th team. That's decent. That's not that many teams. This is a long winning streak in the WNBA. Remember, they don't play as many games, only 44, and that was an expansion off the previous year. So Asia Wilson made more history. Another 30 ball from her in this game played 3 weeks ago. Her 11th 30 ball of the year, tying her career high. The record is 12 by Jewel Lloyd and Maya Moore. All right, Asia's one 30-point game away from tying Jewel and Maya for most 30-point games in the season. If she has 2 more 30-plus point games, she will have the record for most 30s in a season. And again, that's not the greatest historical nugget, but it's kind of cool. For the ladies to hit 30, it's like when the dudes hit 40. It is. You got to recalculate your stuff. The ladies don't. The games are shorter, and it's just a different game. And it just is. Like, we talked about this. Like the great guards in the WNBA today, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Mitchell, these ladies, right? They're only flirting with 20 points per game. They're at 18-9, 19-7, 20.1. It's a big, big deal when they score 20 a game. Does not happen every year. Becky Hammond made some history with this 12-game winning streak. She was a part of a 12-game winning streak with the San Antonio team back in the day when she was, of course, playing. Now, the road ahead for Vegas. The most rested team in WNBA history coming out of this hiatus, okay? The Aces are 15-3 since the All-Star break. They finished 12-1 in August, okay? They'll play next on like September 18th. I don't even know. They have 4 games left in the regular season, 3 at home, and so all eyes are going to be on that matchup with the Lynx in Vegas against the Aces on Thursday night. Now, do the Lynx play everybody? They're not going to. They're not going to. I bet you they rest Fee in that game. Just a vibe. Just a vibe. I bet you they rest Fee in that game. Cheryl Reeve is an old school gangster coach. And I have some points to make about Cheryl here in a minute that are really cool. She's a gangster, okay? This is not her first rodeo. She got 4 of them things, all right? She's going to get one for the thumb this year. So in terms of Minnesota and this matchup, it's just it just would fall on brand as a gangster coach. Huge matchup. You're in Vegas, and I'm holding my best player up. I mean, it sucks. I hope Fee plays in this game. I hope Fee, but they're going to find rest here. And this is like a really, really tough matchup. It's Fee against Asia. Maybe you don't want her to engage in that fight because you're trying to win a championship. I'm not a guy that lives in fear. I don't have a fear of failure chip. It's been a very powerful thing in my career. I would recommend all of you to remove that chip. Okay. Fail, get used to it. Feel it. Okay. Embrace the suck because failing does suck. But to be successful, how many people are just successful without any failures? It's probably never happened ever in the history of humanity. Okay. You got to get good with failing. And it's how you recover from it. You turn negatives and positives, you learn from it, tweak it, all that kind of stuff, right? You can't just fail and then not do anything with it. Then you'll never succeed. All right. But I would recommend just removing the fear of failure, or the fear. I am a bit of a germaphobe, but they're very simple steps you take, right? I don't touch door handles. I'll move my shirt down and I'll use the end of my. I don't do door handles. I don't. Every single person in the entire world touches those door handles. They're never, ever, ever, ever cleaned. All right. So I'm not touching those. Gross, especially bathroom. But that's not living in fear. Like, people are worried about dying, right? They're wearing masks and all this kind of stuff. And they may have a health condition, so I'm sensitive to that. But I ain't wearing a mask. Like, I'm not worried about it to that degree. I just don't want to get ill. I got too much going on, man. I got a ball for Andre and Brew, man. I can't be getting ill around here. And it's easy. You just don't touch the door handle. It's like, to me, it's literally the easiest way not to get sick. Don't touch door handles. Also, don't have kids. I'm kidding. I have 3. We all love our kids. But trust me, as soon as school starts, right? Every parent out there watching and listening knows this. Every single one of you. As soon as the kids go back to school, guess what? First week, blowing their nose, they're sick as a dog. The whole house gets sick. It's just a rite of passage, okay? Some places school starts in September, like right after Labor Day, right? Today, first day of school, bam, you're going to get ill. Down here in the South, they start school like early August. Bam, that second week in August, illness everywhere. Trust me. I want you guys to go to the SportsEthos app. And download it. Go to your app store, download the SportsEthos app. It's completely free. We've got the dope tools for you out there. Okay. Nonstop blurbs on the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL. Okay. The stuff you need to dominate your fantasy basketball leagues. And even if you're a casual fan, but you want to stay in the know, and you don't need all the gory details, but you just need to know dude's in and out. Oh, that guy had a great game last night. Oh, that kind of stuff. Like, we got you, and you can just read the headline. You don't have to read, the paragraph below it. That's on you, but you'll stay in the know. You'll be like, gosh, still not back from injury, or yes, he's coming back tonight. Okay, all that stuff is out there for you on the SportsEthos app. Check it out. Number 3, and my big 3 from the previous week in the WNBA is about the Minnesota Lynx clinching home court advantage throughout the playoffs. And they also hammered Dallas last night. They were resting. I did my fantasy lineups right before I came on here. McBride didn't play last night. DeJournette had an out next to her. I know Fee played, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Minnesota's already in sort of this fragmented rest mode, right? And I just think on Thursday, Cheryl Reeve's going to buzzkill the WNBA. I just got a feeling. Here's the other thing with that. Because the league, I'm going to say it, the league is screwing over the players. They are screwing over these ladies. In a different format, I may say this with sharper language, but, we'll try to keep it PG here. They're screwing them over. They're working them. They're using them. They are. I mean, this money's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. In 2025, with the meteoric rise of the WNBA, come on, man. It's gross. It looks so bad. Kathy Engelbert, it looks so bad. like I believe that we should be trying to close the gap between the haves and the have-nots. I don't believe in socialism, okay? I do believe in getting ahead, and I do believe in capitalism, but I believe in a blend, okay? Like, if we could ideally get a situation where the haves and the have-nots come closer together, I think that'd be good for all of humanity. It's just my vibe. I'm a peaceful guy that way. But this ain't it, WNBA. This is absolutely like jaws of life spreading apart the haves and the have-nots. It's greed. This is greed personified, dude. This is Michael Douglas back in that movie. Wow, God bless America. Maybe it was just called Wall Street. I mean, back in the 80s, I think it was an old joint, man. Real old. So old, it probably wouldn't get you high right now, But anyway, all right, let's rewind to Saturday. So Minnesota wins their franchise record 31st game, 94-70 at Connecticut. 5 players in doubles: Alana Smith, DeJournette, Fee, of course. And so this is big, and we knew this was going to happen, but it's official now. Minnesota gets home court throughout the playoffs. Last year, the New York Liberty had home court throughout the playoffs, and guess what? tied 2-2 at New York game 5, couple breaks here and there, maybe a little home court advantage. I mean, it was insane, right? You have all the stars around. I mean, that's a big deal. And I'm not saying that's why Minnesota lost, but you think that might have helped New York a little bit? I think it did. Okay. So now Minnesota's going to have that, and they have an extraordinary home court advantage. What are they, 18-2 at home? What's Minnesota's home record? Let me grab that for you here real quick. Last I checked, it was 18-2. 19-2. Holy crap. Holy crap. That's amazing. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but let's start talking about this. The finals have expanded to 7 games this year. Angels are singing. You should have done this a long damn time ago. By the way, I don't like 3-game series in the WNBA. It's going to say right now, I don't like it. I don't like it. Should be 5, 5, 7. 3-game series. Like, it's like baseball. Baseball, to me, they have these really quick wild card series and these little one-off games, and it's like you play 162 games. I think about that. The WNBA, they're playing 44 games. In Major League Baseball, they play 162 games. These cats are lucky to get 1 day off a week, okay? And it's baseball. There's a lot of standing around. I mean, let's be honest. But anyway, I love baseball. But I hate that 162 games in these teams, they battle for 162 games, 6 months, hard grind, you get 1 game, and you lose, you're done. You go home. What? I can't even get a 3-game series? And so it's kind of crazy how that's set up. But I think the W should expand their playoffs. I mean, and then you'd be like, well, they're going up against the NFL and they're going up against the NBA at that. Who cares? You're your league. You have a huge section of America that is going to watch you over the NFL or college football, okay? And there is look, women's basketball is rising. There are fans of the WNBA that might not be fans of the NBA. There are fans of the WNBA that might not give a single shit about the NFL or college football. There's millions of them. Millions, not thousands. There's millions of WNBA fans that are just fans of the WNBA, and they'll watch the draft and they'll watch all the playoff games. Give them more. Okay. Why are you fast tracking this? Doesn't make any sense. You don't have to. Why are you? You're not up against some schedule crunch, right? I mean, you just don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I want to talk about Cheryl Reeve. Cheryl Reeve is the GOAT of coaches. All time in the WNBA. And I know you Houston Comet fans are saying, Van Chancellor, man, Van Chancellor. I love Van Chancellor, Hall of Famer. And I will show him a lot of love in this spiel. But he's not the GOAT. Cheryl Reeve is the GOAT. I did this research last night because I thought she was the GOAT, but I needed to verify and do the research on it. She, in fact, is the GOAT. Cheryl Reeve is the longest tenured coach in the WNBA right now. It's not a Hall of Fame credit, but it's a fact. She guided the Lynx to titles in 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017. Dynasty. Okay. She's been a runner-up 3 times, 2012, 2016, 2024. 7 trips to the WNBA finals, 4 rings. Dynasty. Okay. She is tied. And by the way, AI, screw you. I'm so done with AI. Andre told me, but AI is pretty freaking slick when it works. You ask a question, spits out the answer, done with your research. Unless, of course, AI is wrong. So, Andre, last night I asked AI, who has the most championships as a WNBA head coach all time? And it said Cheryl Reeve. Cheryl Reeve has 4. She's the only coach in WNBA history with 4 championship rings. And I'm like, okay, but I don't really believe that. And so I went back year by year and thankfully I didn't have to go back to 1947, the NBL and the NBA. And by the way, a basketball reference, get your act together. You got some stuff to figure out on the WNBA side too. Okay. Anyway. And so, of course, Van Chancellor won 4, right? With the Houston Comets, bang, 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 bang. Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson, Cheryl Swoops. Oh, my God, right? Like, it was like the gods came down from the heavens and just graced us with basketball for a little while and just went like perfection for 4 years. It's insanity, okay? That's how the WNBA started, with a four-peat by the Houston Comets. So the Mount Rushmore of WNBA coaches: Cheryl Reeve, Van Chancellor, Bill Laimbeer, and Michael Cooper. And Bill Laimbeer's got 3 rings, okay, with the Detroit Shock. Man, I remember going to the Palace of Auburn Hills back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, probably early 2010s, covering Rick Mahorn as an assistant. Bill Laimbeer is the head coach and executive. And you had Cheryl Ford, you had Tweety, you had Katie Smith. I know I'm blanking on some of the greats of those Detroit Shock teams, and I apologize for that, but I'm in the arena, right? And dude, this is 20 years ago, okay? And was the Palace of Auburn Hills full? No, it was not full, but the lower bowl was mostly full. And back then, you know, the WNBA was young. Not a lot of people knew about it. You had idiots telling jokes about it, and just was different, right? And I was like, this is cool, man. I remember going to Sacramento for the Monarchs championship. I remember going to Phoenix for a Mercury championship, and the crowds, they inspired me. Like, I was paid to cover ball. I love ball. Okay. You had me at that orange ball, but it's inspiring when you get into these arenas and you see the love that these, and this is bad. This is 20 years ago. Put yourself 20 years ago. What did you think about the WNBA? What did you know about the WNBA, right? Compared to now, it's completely different, right? Okay. But still, Sacramento, Phoenix, just Phoenix, the place is like full. I'm serious right now. I can't remember Arco Arena in Sac if it was full. I don't think it was. The lower bowl was full. I will say that right now in Sacktown. I can't remember the upper bowl because it's too long ago. Dude, in Phoenix, the place was packed. Place was freaking packed, man. 20 years ago for Taurasi and all those ladies and stuff like that. And it was a vibe. It was a vibe 20 years ago. Dude, right now in Phoenix, they're off the chain, dude. They're off the chain. That is a phenomenal fan base. It really is. And I love how they come to a boil for the Suns too. So Reeve, Chancellor, Laimbeer, Michael Cooper, that's your Mount Rushmore. It's a very close battle between Michael Cooper and who was he in a battle with? And Brian Agler. But I'm going Coop. Shout out to Brian Agler. Two-time champ. Michael Cooper, two-time champ with the LA Sparks. Won 5 with the Lakers, 4 or 5. I think it was 5. I think he was there for all 5 with Magic. And then 2 more as a coach with the LA Sparks. Koopa Loop, we love you out here, dude. All right, Mike Thibault has the most wins in WNBA history. I'm making the point about Reeve as the GOAT here. All right, because she's tied with Van Chancellor. Let me first break that tie. Okay, Cheryl Reeve has 362 wins and counting. 362. Van Chancellor's at 211. Okay. Case solved. Van's got 4. Reeves got 4. And Reeves got like 150 more wins. Sorry, Van. Again, we love you. Cheryl got the nod there. All right. And then Bill Laimbeer, what a resume. 3 rings, 306 wins. That's 3rd all time. Mike Thibault, 379 wins, 1 championship. Falls just short of the Mount Rushmore here because of only the 1 championship. Reeve versus Thibault. And Reeve will pass Thibault next year as the winningest coach in WNBA history. Reeve has 362 wins on a winning percentage of .658. What? 567 was Thibault's win percentage. 658 to 567. Again, not even close. All right, Reeve blows Laimbeer out of the water, 362 to 306. Those are the only coaches in the 300 win club. And then you've got Cooper at 230 wins. and that rounds out my Mount Rushmore. But Cheryl Reeve is the GOAT. She's got 49 playoff wins and counting. Bill Laimbeer is second at 37. She's plus 12 in playoff wins over everybody else. That's crazy. Actually, plus 10. This thing's out of order a little bit. Sandy Brondello won last year with the Liberty, won previous to that. She's got 2 of them rings. She has a chance to become a Mount Rushmore coach, but she's got work to do in the win column. But she's got 39 playoff wins, which is second most all time. So pretty cool stuff right there. But we are watching right now history unfold. Minnesota has a chance to win ring number 5. That would separate them. And that would all be the Reeve dynasty, right? I guess you could, we got to kind of give Maya and Lindsay and Simone and Fowles and Brunson, we got to give them their own dynasty. I can't call that an extended dynasty. It's been a long period of time. Hopefully, for Cheryl and Fee in Minnesota, they're starting a new dynasty with this group. I'll phrase it that way. I don't want to disparage the previous dynasty. One of the greatest teams ever assembled, by the way, that Minnesota Lynx team. They won 4 just several years ago. Visit SportsEthos.com. Guys, you still have time to draft a fantasy football team. The season starts on Thursday. You can probably do drafts all the way till about Saturday, and then the season starts full bore on Sunday, and then that's kind of it. But go to SportsEthos.com right now. Our fantasy football draft guide is out. $6 a month, 60% off. We got you covered with pro football and college football. Also, the NBA draft guide is up. Our fantasy basketball draft guide is up for the NBA right now at SportsEthos.com. That's me, Dr. Ray, Aaron Brewski, and all the great writers that you will find, some of the best in the biz at SportsEthos.com. Now, it is the SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. The bottom 3 from the previous week in the WNBA. Number 1, this was such a buzzkill. Still kind of pissed about it. The Fever beat my Sparks. Remember, we talked about this. I said to the Sparks, Kelsey Plum, Dearica Hamby, Cameron Brink, don't lose that basketball game. Your season will crater if you lose that basketball game. They lost that basketball game without Caitlin Clark. And no Sophie Cunningham, no Sid Colson, like all these players gone for the year. And the Fever beat him anyway because Aaliyah Boston is a freaking star, okay? 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 steals. Oh, the goodies. As the Fever beat my Sparks 76-75 on Friday night. Buzzkillville. Odyssey Sims, great fantasy pickup right now. 21 points against her former team. I streamed her that night. I did. I love the former team angle. That was a duh. Wait. Odyssey Sims without Sophie, without Colson, and without Clark, and she's playing her former team? What? Sign me up, baby. She gave me like a 30 ball that night. Thank you, Odyssey. On the way to more chips, baby. But anyway, back to our story here. So Indiana moved a half game ahead of Seattle. And actually, I won't go into the standing stuff because that's so long ago at this point. But let's talk about this game. Aaliyah Boston was absolutely fantastic. Became the second player in franchise history to record at least 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 steals in a game. And ESPN did not write the previous player who did that. I would put my car on it being Tamika Catchings. When it comes to steals in a historical stat, it always goes back to Tamika. She's the greatest stealer of all time in the WNBA. So Kelsey Plum, where was your game at, bro? 12, 3 and 3, 5 of 10 shooting. I mean, it literally was the back against your wall, gotta win it game. It was game 7 of the fucking finals. That's how big that game was for the Sparks. And she takes 10 shots and has 12, 3 and 3 with no defense. What is that? Kelsey, you're so much better than that. Kelsey, we still love you out here. You're still the homie. But that was like, the whole night I'm like, is it going to click in? Is it going to trigger? It never did. So heading into Tuesday, okay, I'm going to go into the tail of the tape here between the Fever and obviously Seattle is in here as well, but I didn't kind of run this. I kind of positioned this as a Sparks versus Fever thing. But with the Sparks win over the Storm last night, the Storm are now in this mess, this bubble mess with Indiana and with LA. But let's focus on Indiana and LA right now. The Fever have 4 games left, okay? They are at Phoenix. That's a loss. They're at home against Chicago. That's a win. They're at Washington. That's a win. Washington's lost 7 straight games. And they're home against Minnesota in the final game of the year. And I believe that's going to be a win for the Fever. because the Lynx aren't going to play anybody in the final day of the regular season. I freaking promise. There's no way Cheryl Reeve's going to expose her players to possible injury in the last game before they go to the playoffs when they've clinched everything they need to clinch. There's no way. Okay. So Indiana will beat a shorthanded preseason style Minnesota team. Okay. That's 3-1. Pay attention. 3-1 for Indiana over the last 4 games. Now let's go to LA. They get a monster win on Monday night. Last night, overnight, game was 10 p.m. You probably were asleep. I don't know. At Seattle, all right, tough place to play and get a win. And they got the win. The Sparks did to save their season. They literally saved their season with that game last night. They lose that game, they are like almost officially out of it. But now they're, anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. They saved their season last night. De'Erica Hamby was immense. 27 and 11, 13 of 18 shooting. She had an Asia game, okay? Plum, a lot better. 14 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, okay? That's what you needed against the Fever, and you would have won that game. And Rakia Jackson had 23. And when she scores 20, they don't lose, okay? The Sparks are now 1.5 games behind both Indiana in 7th place and Seattle in 8th place. They are within a game and a half. This can be done, okay? LAS is 2 games behind 6th place, Golden State as well. All right, GSV to me has removed themselves a little bit from this bubble conversation unless they lose 2 in a row and then bam, they're right back in it. But for now, they've risen above. All right, but LA is still within only 2 games of GSV. Now, let's go to the Sparks' last 5 games, knowing that they beat Seattle last night. It's in their favor that they have 5 games left. Indiana has 4 games left. So they are at Atlanta. The Sparks are. And then they're at Atlanta again. Here's how I see this going. They're going to win the first game at Atlanta. Why? I don't know. Like, it's a huge game for LA. Every game's a death game right now for the LA Sparks. And these are important games for Atlanta as they try to get the number 2 seed. I just think there's a little bit more motivation on this LA side. And they're going to be fresh. They will have just gotten to Atlanta, and they will not be hungover like hell. All right? So they're going to win that first game at Atlanta. Second game at Atlanta, they're going to be tired. Legs are going to be dragging because they've been out kicking it all night at the clubs, and I'm not mad at them. They get a split in Atlanta, okay? Then the Sparks are back home with Dallas. By the way, everybody parties in Atlanta. It's not a Sparks thing, okay? Don't write your congressman about that line. Have you been to Atlanta? If you know, you know. Isn't that what the kids say? Then the Sparks go back home for Dallas. That's a dub. The Sparks go to Phoenix. That's an L. And the Sparks are at home against the Las Vegas Aces. And I'm going to give them a win in that game. It's Kelsey against her former team. Vegas might be resting players in that game. What if they've already locked up the number 2 seed? They've clinched it over Atlanta. Remember, they've got the tiebreaker over them, and they don't need to play that final game. Like, even if Atlanta wins their game and ties the record with the Vegas Aces, who cares? Vegas has the tiebreaker. They get the second seed, right? So I could see Vegas resting players in that game. I'm going to give the Sparks the win in that game. Okay, that makes the Sparks 3-2 over their last 5. Okay, I got the Fever at 3-1 over their last 4. All right, what does that mean? What that means is the Fever would gain a half game in the standings over this last week and a half. Okay, that's no bueno for the LA Sparks. They have to gain in the standings over the Indiana Fever, and they're not going to. So the separation right now, as I said, is a game and a half. I believe at the season end, you will have Indiana 2 games ahead of the LA Sparks. And so it's gonna be on then LA to get above the Seattle Storm, and I really don't see that happening. And some, as we move on here, I don't believe that my LA Sparks and the homie Kelsey Plum are going to be in the WNBA playoffs. I don't. And the reason why is because of that loss to the Indiana Fever that I believe will haunt Kelsey and Cam and their coach and LA Sparks fans all offseason. All right. I got to make these quick. Number 2 in my bottom 3 in the WNBA. Another sign that it's the Lynx's year and not the Liberty's year. Did you know that the Liberty are 4-6 in their last 10 games? Did you know they're in 5th place right now? The New York Liberty are in 5th place, not 2nd place, not 1st place. The defending champs are in fifth place. Jonquel, Sabrina, Stewie, revolving door of injuries. Stewie's got a toe injury on her left foot right now, okay? Not good. Now, New York is 10-0 when Sab, Stewie, and Jonquel finish games. 10-0. 13-15 when they don't. Obviously, it all comes down to health for the New York Liberty. But to me, it's hard to repeat. This is a glaring example of that. And has it really ever all year long felt like it was New York's year? Has it? No, not for me. And I'm not like drunk on the links. I can detect love fests and championship builds in other cities and other environments. I'm good at that. I'm not feeling it. There's no traction, right? There's no track. Yeah, they're really good when they're healthy. But like Vegas is on a 12-game heater right now, right? Atlanta's been kick-ass all year. Phoenix has been kick-ass all year. Minnesota's just beating everybody all damn year, right? Like New York's just a sputtering car right now. I don't know. Just another sign to me that it's the Lynx's year and not the Liberty's year. I told you. Remember when around trade deadline time and Washington made the two trades? They sent Aaliyah Edwards up to Connecticut and they sent Brittney Sykes out to Seattle. And I went, boo. I said, bye-bye, Washington. See you. Guys, they've lost 7 games in a row. All right, 7. They were right there. Washington was 7, 8, 9, right there with Seattle. They were above the Sparks the whole year until the Sparks hit their recent, good stretch. But the Mystics were above the Sparks the first, 60% of the season. And I told you, you just made 2 trades. You just sent a message to your team. We're tanking, bro. We ain't trying to win. We're putting it all on Ariafin and Citron, and it's you guys against the world. And in fact, it is them against the world. They're not good enough to beat anybody. They're 2 rookies, and they're sensational all-star rookies, but you can't put those 2 ladies together with a bunch of whatever. Pardon me. Shakira Austin's a baller. I got to give Shakira Austin love. But outside of that, it's a lot of question marks, right? They're not going to win anything, especially this time of year when all the big boys are like gunning for it and really going for it, right? They're just getting shredded right now. Time for the cameo of the week. It's all the Hall of Famers, okay, that are being enshrined in Springfield here. Historic 3-player class. Guys, Sue Bird just got a statue. Now she's going into the Hall of Fame. How cool is that? Sylvia Fowles, Maya Moore. Okay, they're all a part of the 2025 Hall of Fame class. So cool. Bird, Fowles, Maya. It's got to be 3 of the top 10 all time. At least 3 of the top 15 all time. Don't sleep on Sylvia Fowles. Don't. Wake up. Wake up on Sylvia Fowles. Look at her resume. It's badass, dude. So I want to read you some stuff on these ladies. Fowles and Maya, by the way, teamed up for 2 of Moore's 4 championships with the Lynx. Going back to the Cheryl Reeve conversation, Maya Moore, she is the Barry Sanders of the WNBA. You guys remember Barry Sanders, right? The most talented running back of all time, but he retired after 10 years. Now, understand what I'm saying. Emmitt Smith is the GOAT of NFL running backs. Barry Sanders is the most talented NFL running back. There's a difference there, okay? Barry didn't play long enough. Maya, I haven't done my GOAT calculations. I'm going to. But Maya won't be the GOAT. Why? She didn't play long enough, right? She's not going to have the counting numbers that a lot of the other ladies are going to have, right? Because they played 15, 18 years, and she played 8, okay? Not mad at her at all. I'm not judging none of that. It just is what it is. And longevity is a huge deal for me in Hall of Fame, GOAT, Mount Rushmore calculations. It just is, and I think it should be. You can't just eyeball it. Oh, this guy was better than that guy. Oh, this lady was better than that. You can't just eyeball it and do it with your thumb. No, go to the numbers. The numbers will tell you who the GOAT is, okay? But in 8 years, Maya Moore, 7 All-NBAs, 4 top 3 finishes for MVP, and obviously 4 championships in 8 years. What? And she left the WNBA to work on social justice issues and to help overturn the wrongful conviction of her now husband, Jonathan Irons. Okay, Maya, we love you. Thank you for the 8 years, and thank you for what you're doing for humanity here. Sylvia Fowles, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, let's see here, 8 All WNBAs, tied for 6th most in league history with Sue Bird. Sylvia Fowles, we love you out here. And then you have Sue Bird. And, you know, I just did a long soliloquy about Sue Bird when she got her statue. I think, because when I do my goal calculation, I'm gonna combine college and pro. I think you got to do it that way because the college game is so huge in the women's game because they got to stay longer, right? With the men, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm good with the women. I'm going to do college and pro. I may segment it and do it just WNBA. I don't know. I got work to do on that. But Carmelo Anthony's going in. Dwight Howard is going in. This is really, really, really good Hall of Fame class. And shout out to the ladies who are going in. So one more thing here. I got to do a quick Rick's rant, and then we're going to bid you adieu. It is the Sports Ethos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. Rick's rant. So I mentioned the fantasy leagues that I'm trying to win right now. They're all on ESPN. And so ESPN has one IR spot, which is so bogus. It should be 3. It doesn't need to be 5. 2 is still not enough. It's a short roster. You start 6 and you have 3 bench. It's 9 ladies, okay? Think about it. It's not that wild that you have 3 ladies dinged up, ill, whatever, at the same time. It's happened to me all year, okay? I've had Kalia Copper. I've had Arike Ogunbowale. I've had Caitlin Clark. Fee's missed a bunch. Well, not a bunch of games, but like some games. McBride's missed games. Trying to think who else. Brittney Griner's missed games, and I've dropped her since. But man, I've been dealing with IR and lily pad hopping and all this kind of stuff all year, and that's fine. It's a lifestyle. It's what we do as fantasy managers, okay? But ESPN, you got to hook us up out here. You got to give us 3 IR spots. Okay, especially when you have the Zion Williamson of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, never playing. We can't drop her, okay, because ESPN's default, there's, when you're setting up a fantasy league as a commissioner, you can turn off the can't drop list, okay? And then you can drop anybody at any time. And you think, well, you shouldn't do that because what if somebody dropped Nafisa Collier and then somebody else got it? Nobody's dropping Nafisa Collier unless she's dead for the season, like Caitlin Clark. Okay? I'm in leagues, and Andre Lemouche helped me out with this. ESPN, I can't bang too hard on ESPN here, although ESPN, you need to change the default, I think, to turn off the can't drop list. There should not be a can't drop list, especially if you only have 1 IR spot. If you have 3 IR spots and you have a can't drop list, we can meet in the middle on that, okay? Because then Caitlin can just eat up one of my 3 IR spots, and I'm going to be able to make moves and not miss out on man games, okay? But because Caitlin Clark lives on my IR spot and I can't drop her, now I've got an injury here, an injury here, an injury. Now what do? I'm screwed. I'm stuck. Okay. I'm missing out on man games because of a technicality, really a technical difficulty with ESPN. Okay. They need to change the default to turning off the can't drop list. So a commissioner would have to turn on the can't drop list, which I hope they never do. Okay. But we can solve this whole problem if you just give us 3 IR spots. And then I don't really care if you change the default thing. I kind of want you to do it, but I don't really care about it as much. Bottom line, we need 3 IR spots, okay? And let me talk to you about number of games, okay? You guys may know this. In case you don't, I'm Rick Kamla. I invented fantasy basketball back in 1989, okay? I took what I knew about fantasy football and fantasy baseball, okay? And I did not invent those, all right? But I played them, and I was like, I love the NBA. Why aren't we doing this for the NBA? We're doing this for the NBA. And we did. 1989, I won the league. First of many. Okay. I'm good at this. This is what I do. ESPN, listen to me. Next year, the WNBA is expanding from 13 teams to 15 teams. 2 more teams. This year, they added a team. That's 2 years, 3 more teams. All right. They've had this 6-game format for a little while now. You all need to change this. 6-game format, my bad. 6-team format, okay, for their leagues. It's not enough, all right? This year, because the waiver wire is like, it's too talented for me. It is. It's too talented. Okay. So next year, you're going to add 2 teams to this. Okay. I think you need to add 2 teams to your default, ESPN. I think your new default needs to be 8 teams. 6 teams is lame anyway. It just is. 8 teams is better. It marries more with a baseball league or a football league. It feels more normal, right? A 6-team league? I don't want, like, literally, I would not under any circumstances play in a 6-team league in basketball, football, or baseball, or hockey, or any of those sports. It's just a 6-team league? Hell no, they're all-star teams. And it's not quite like that in the dub because there's a lower amount of teams. But 6 teams, I just don't like the number. And you're adding 2 teams up to 15 in the league next year. Go to 8, okay, as your default league, ESPN. By the way, shout out to Andre for setting up our Sports Ethos leagues. Andre, we need to go 8. We need to go 8 teams next year in the Sports Ethos. 10 is too much, man. Even adding 2 teams, these 2 teams aren't going to have a lot of talent on them. Just a little recommendation from your boy. I think 8 is the way to go in the WNBA. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching the Sports Ethos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. Again, go to sportsethos.com. Check out our work. Download the app, the Sports Ethos app. It's completely free. And give us a follow. Subscribe to our work on YouTube and our podcast feed, the WNBA Today podcast feed. We love you. We will see you next week, guys. The playoffs are right around the corner. And hang in there, fantasy managers. Keep making your moves. You're a week and a half out from a chip. Peace.